Hi guys, it's Miss Ella coming at you with another art video. Today we're going to be drawing one of our all-time favorite cars in Classroom 37, the Lamborghini. So in just a second here, I want you to go ahead and pause your video so you can grab your art stuff. Okay, I want you to get a piece of paper, a pencil with an eraser, and some things to color with at the very end. And then one thing for you to note is that when I'm doing it, I'm going to be starting with pen just so you can see the lines super clearly. But I think that it would be a really good idea for you to start with pencil just in case you make a mistake. It'll be a lot more easy to correct than if you started with pen, and at the very end, then you can go over your pencil lines with pen if you want to make them a lot darker, okay? So go ahead and hit pause, get your stuff, and I'm going to meet you back here in just a second. Let's first start by drawing two lines on the side of our paper, and we're drawing the front view of our car. So we're going to draw a straight line coming down. It's a little bit curved, but a lot of the Lamborghini lines look straight, but they do have a little bit of curve to them. So we're going to go ahead and do it on the same thing on the right side. And we want them to be about the same height, to look the same on both sides. Now, on the top of each of these lines, we're going to draw a diagonal line that comes in. Now, on both sides, we're looking right at the Lamborghini, so it's symmetrical. It's the same on both sides. And it's okay if it doesn't look exactly the same, but we just want to practice and try as hard as we can to make sure we can get them pretty equal. So next we're going to draw a straight line, kind of curved, coming in. It's going to come out more towards the center than the line on top. And it's at a little bit of a diagonal there. And then we're going to draw a diagonal line that comes up on both sides. Awesome. Now we're going to draw a diagonal line that connects down here all the way up to the top. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Next, we're going to draw the top of the hood. So we're going to draw another diagonal line. It's very subtle, and it comes in just before that line at the bottom, at the middle. Next, we're going to connect these two lines. And you can see that I kind of messed up a little bit, so I'm just going to go ahead in here and connect where I can, and hopefully I'll find a way to fix that at the end. No big deal. We'll just move on. Now we're going to draw the mouth or the intake down here at the bottom. And next we're going to move out to the side. It's going to come out just barely, and we're going to stop just before we get to the end. Now we're drawing the diagonal line that comes down, not all the way though. And then right down here at the bottom, we'll do a little line that comes diagonally in. It's very short. Cool. And then we're moving on to a line that matches the bottom of the line, and it almost connects to the center. Good job. And then we're going to connect that line up into the corner. And it touches on both sides. Next, let's draw another line that connects the two ends together, and another repeated line right above it that connects to both sides. Now let's come up right in the middle, and we're going to draw the emblem. We're going to draw a V. Do you know what the logo is for the Lamborghini? It's a bolt. So we got that curve on the top, and we're going to color it in. And next we're going to draw the line on the front of the hood. So we have those 2 points here, and they're going to be right above the emblem. And we have a line that comes from the point out on a bit of a diagonal line on either side. Now in between the 2 lines, we do a short diagonal line up, over, and then back down. All right, now we're going to draw the headlights. So we have a diagonal line that comes up, and before you get to the end stop, you have a little bit of a gap with this diagonal line coming down, over, and back up, connecting to the corner. Now let's repeat that same shape over here on the left side. So we have a diagonal line that comes up, down, over, and back up into the corner. It's okay that the 2 shapes on either side look a little different. And it's okay if your drawing looks a little bit different than mine. They both look awesome. The most important thing is to have fun and to keep practicing. Okay, we're going to keep going. We're drawing the windshield now. So I have 1 diagonal line up. Do that on the other side as well. They're going to match. They're going to be the same height, the same length. And then we're going to draw the top of the car. It's slightly curved there. Now, let's actually draw the windshield. So we'll start with a diagonal line coming up towards the top. It doesn't go all the way to that top line, and it's closer at the top than it is at the bottom. Now we're going to draw another curved line along the top. And look, when you connect the 2, it's a little bit thicker than the middle than it is on the edges. Now we're drawing the mirrors. We're going to draw a horizontal line out and a little arrow, little V there. Side, we're just going to draw a diagonal line, and then let's connect the top and the bottom to the arrow. Then over here we'll draw 2 lines to connect the mirror into the car, and then up at the top of the mirror another line that comes down to connect into the car. Oof, that was really hard. Okay, let's repeat it on this other side. So a horizontal line going out with our arrow shape on the side, and then the diagonal line, and then connecting those lines. Then we draw our 2 lines from the mirror, connecting it into the car. Mine don't look exactly the same on either side, but that's okay. Not a big deal. All right, we did the mirrors. Now let's move on to the wheels. So we're going to start over here, and we're just going to draw a line that comes down and extends past the bottom. Great, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. And we don't want to come too far because Lamborghinis are really low to the ground. And then we're going to draw a line that comes in from the bottom of the wheel on both sides, and we want really thick tires, so you could even come in a little bit further than mine if you want to. Nothing wrong with thick tires. Then the line that comes up and connects the wheel into the car. Wow, those tires look great. Now let's even do our back wheels here. So we have 1 line that comes out and then a shorter line up, and the same thing on the second side. All right, I think we have 2 more things we need to draw. So let's draw the detail in the middle of the hood. So let's draw a straight line diagonally on both sides, and it also has a little bit of an arrow there at the top. Now on each side, we're going to draw a little bit of a curve connecting it. I'm going to switch out and get a different pen so the line can be thinner. My original pen was too thick. Oh, that looks so cool. Okay, now let's draw the details on the headlights. Lamborghinis have the coolest headlights. So let's draw a diagonal line on this side. Actually, let's just stay on the left side to start, and then we'll finish on the right side when we do it all together. So we have a short line that comes down, and then a diagonal line to meet the first line. And then repeat that same line, draw it again. You'll be able to see in a second when I move my hand. Then we're going to draw a second headlight with a little sideways V and a smaller one right next to it. And then on the end, we're just going to draw a diagonal line that comes in. Feel free to pause the video if you need to see what I just did there. So then on the second side, we'll repeat the same thing. We have this diagonal line that comes out and back in again, like a sideways V, and then a small sideways V next to it. And another line on this side. All right, you guys, that looks really cool, and it's going to look even cooler when we start to color it in. So I'm going to fast forward this next part, but if you want to at the end, you can pause the video to see how I colored my Lamborghini in and match mine if you want to. I'm going to use different materials. I'm going to use markers. I think I have these Crayola markers that I can use, and also some crayons, I think, to add some dimensions at the end. Wow, don't you think it looks better colored in? I think so too. I really hope that you're going to take the time at home to color in your Lamborghini. And if you want to, you can pause the video now if you want to use my drawing as inspiration for your drawing to match the colors, or you can use your own colors. I'd love to see you make it your own. I used markers and white crayon here. Markers to color it in, and then I used the crayon for the highlight on the car and also on the windshield. And then to make things look darker on the sides, I used this Crayola a little bit darker red. So I have some parts that are a lot darker and some parts that are a lot whiter. It might also work better to use a white colored pencil if you have one. I just didn't have one at home. And then I'm also going to go in with my gray crayon and make a shadow underneath here, underneath my tires and my car. All right, great job. Wow, that was so much fun and also pretty hard for me, right? Like, it's a really hard thing to get your drawing symmetrical, and that means even on both sides. So if you were frustrated at all during that video, totally normal. Know that I was too. And also, that's how we get better, is by practicing, right? We got to practice in order to get better. It doesn't just happen overnight. So if you want to, you can go ahead and watch this video again, try drawing your Lamborghini again, and see how it changes, see how you get better over time. I really encourage that a lot, okay? And definitely send us pictures of what you're drawing at home. We want to see what you're up to over there. We miss you so much, and hopefully we'll see you really, really soon, okay?